are going to be world champions for the rest of your life.
Hello, Braves country. It's Coach Ken Anderson coming to you for Hardcore Braves, and we got the crew on. It's trade deadline number 5, and we're getting close. We are within 10 days of the trade deadline, somewhere in that ballpark, and got the whole crew on here. See how we're doing tonight. Erin, how you doing tonight?
I've been better, but I'm okay. Physically, I'm not great. Emotionally, I'm good because we finally won a series against the Padres, so that was nice. But I'm on the mend. Hopefully, I'll be back to my regular self soon.
I know you will be. Andrew, how you doing tonight?
Doing well, just about the same as Aaron. We kicked the butts of the San Diego Padres for the first time in forever. Glad to be on.
I'm excited for my main man. Ryan is going to be boots on the ground in Baltimore this weekend. He's going to see the host series. Erin's been sick, so she didn't realize. So she's getting to find out with you. Are you going to get close enough to let Austin Riley really know what you're thinking?
Listen, if Big Thick keeps doing what he's done the last couple series, I think he's fine. He doesn't need me to shove my foot up his rear end, so I think he'll be all right. But I'm excited to go to a new ballpark. I was there one time when I was like 5, so I don't remember a whole lot of Camden. So I'm excited to go for 3 games, buddy.
It's an awesome ballpark. Some of the 400 clubs going up there to watch as well this weekend, so that's nice. Atlanta 400 Club, which me and Erin are a part of, so that's exciting for them. But it's trade deadline talk, so we've got to go in the trades that we've had this week. We've had 4. One was the fourth of the day. That's a very interesting trade. All right, so let's get to them. And they're the epitome of what trades are. A trade can be anything. Now, as Braves fans, we're all looking for to get us to the World Series, but all teams are not going to the World Series. All teams know they can't get there, but they try to make their team either better for next year or years down the road. So here we go. First trade happened a week ago, a little less than a week ago. It's an interesting trade. The Athletics sent Aaron Savali to the Cubs for Aiden Moffett. The reason that's interesting is that means now the Cubs, Ryan, have picked up 2 they need starting pitching, and they've gone let's go the lower end route, the upside route with David Peterson and Aaron Savali. Both can pitch well. David Peterson pitched a gem this week, Ryan. What do you think about the Cubs and what they're doing? Looks like they're going to go low route and maybe not be in the big starting pitching market.
Well, I don't think they can be. I don't think they have the farm system in order for them to pull off a big trade. But I mean, they're going to have to be what people in Atlanta call bargain bin shopping. So I think that's what the Cubs are going to be doing, is looking for pitchers that have a higher upside where they can capitalize on that if they can kind of get them smoothed out and developed correctly. But it's a nice trade for them. I don't think it's going to be anything that's a needle mover for me, though.
How about you, Aaron? Aaron Savali can be a good pitcher. David Peterson can be a good pitcher, but I don't think this moves the needle for the Cubs. Do you?
No, I agree with Ryan. I think it's just something that they can do with their resources, and they're just trying to bolster in the capacity that they can.
Yeah. Andrew, anything exciting about Aaron Savali going to the Cubs?
Not too much. It's just kind of what they kind of need. They got 2 or 3 guys on the IL, and to stay afloat as the top number 1 seed or in the wild card, they kind of need them.
Yeah, so you're going to see these trades. This is the trade about, let's see if we can piece it together. This is what y'all wanted the Braves to do last year in 2025, and AA decided to go against it. He said, no, we're just going to hold on to everything. So the next trade come down is an interesting trade. This is the high upside trade, Andrew. We'll go to you. This is one of your favorite pitchers. Seth Halverson from the Rockies go to the Dodgers for 2 young prospects. Both of them are in high A. Landon Vidorek and Nick Frasso. Do you think the Dodgers can fix Halverson?
Yes, they can. That guy throws a ton of fastballs with movement. He's got a nice slider. I saw him a ton at the University of Tennessee. He was a big part of their success during his 3-year run there in Knoxville. And I think the Dodgers have the analytical staff and the pitching staff and coaches around him to fix him into a really good young bullpen guy.
Andrew, what do you think about buying on the high upside? Seth Alverson is buying on the high upside. What do you think about what the Dodgers have done?
I think the Dodgers have kind of done what they've had to do, but we'll see what they do next.
Ryan, what do you think? You think this is it for their bullpen? They're going to add?
No, I think they're still going to add. It's a nice piece for them, but I don't think they're banking on it just in case they can't fix him. But 100 miles an hour with good movement, a decent slider. There's only a couple teams where pitchers get really excited to go. One of them's the Dodgers, the other one's the Brewers, and the other one is the Tampa Bay Rays. Those are the ones that organizations really seem to figure out and fix. So it could be a very, very high upside move for the Dodgers if they do what they normally do with these young pitchers. So no, I was not excited when I saw it. Let's just put it that way.
I don't think Erin was either, because this means if he gets right and Edwin Diaz is close to being back and Tanner Scott, that back end of the bullpen becomes very difficult, doesn't it, Erin?
Yeah, it absolutely does. And, the Dodgers claim that they're not going to, I mean, I know this wasn't a big move. I definitely don't think they're done adding, but they're putting statements out like, oh, we're only going to be adding depth this deadline. We're not really concerned. I don't see, they're going to be one of the ones doing a big blockbuster move for an impact player. I guarantee it. And it just infuriates me.
That's me too. So we're going to stop with our trades this week and talk about the Dodgers here. Will Smith went on the 60-day IL, Ryan. I think they're going to add a catcher. I think they're going to add a catcher. Now, today, Underdog, I don't always put a lot of stock in Underdog, but they did say they thought Rutschman and Langeliers and Goodman were going to be off the market. We'll have a lot to say about Rutschman this weekend in Baltimore. If they fall apart, he may go back on it. But what do you think about the Dodgers? It looks like they are going to have to add a catcher.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Rutschman, I think, is on the IL right now, so that kind of puts a damper on Baltimore's return. Like I said, I think we all said it last time, a really good trade partner for the Dodgers is going to be the New York Mets. They can get Luke Weaver, they could get Devin Williams, they could get Francisco Alvarez. That's the catching depth they need. And you could platoon Alvarez and rushing against righties, Alvarez against lefties, and until Will Smith comes back. I hate that. But the Dodgers have the resources in order to pull off any trade that they want. So I can definitely see them adding some catching depth at the deadline. I don't know if it's going to be one of the big three. I definitely don't think they're going to get Goodman or the other big one that's out there. But I could definitely see them getting Alvarez.
Yeah, I don't think Langeliers is getting traded. They put it out there. Erin, what do you think about the Dodgers? It looks like they're going to have to get a catcher.
Yeah, I definitely think they will try to pick up some catching depth, and I think Ryan's right. They'll probably go to the Mets for that. Seems like they've, they got Edwin Diaz. Granted, he was a free agent, but still, like they're monitoring the Mets, and there's good catching depth there. We also have Sean Murphy, but I don't want to work with the Dodgers, honestly, or I wouldn't want the Braves to.
I feel like we traded Sean. Sean hit 4 home runs in the NLCS against
Yep,
us.
yep.
Andrew, what about the Dodgers catching wise?
I think it's pretty imminent that they're going to trade for a catcher. I don't think they want Dalton rushing mentally behind the dish for them in October. But someone like Francisco Alvarez makes way too much sense for them. We'll see what we do against the Orioles this weekend. Do they go big and try and go Adley Rutschman? But we'll see about the Dodgers.
I'm going to throw something out there, and it's going to make Ryan roll his eyes. If I'm AA and I know Murphy's going to be okay, I'm going to tempt the Dodgers to try to pick up a prospect instead of just releasing Joey Bart. I'm going to try to see if I can't get something back into my system. If I know Sean Murphy, and Sean Murphy starts a rehab, so we won't know until August 3rd, but we'll see. All right, so let's go to the next trade. This is the WTF trade, but I'll explain to it, and I'll just go quickly around there. It was Max Martin goes to the Astros for Nate Pearson. He's a reliever. Going to the Royals, who are going to definitely be sellers here. Heads or tails, Erin, do you understand why they made this trade?
No, I saw that and I was like, what is going on here? Like, I really genuinely had no idea.
Ryan, do you know what's going on here?
Don't think it's money. It's not prospect related. So maybe depth wise is the only three things I could come up with.
Andrew?
Depth. That's all I got.
The Royals have put, I think it's, I can't remember the pitcher. They put a pitcher out for the year, and they are struggling to put it together. And you still owe your team to get through the 162 games. This is the Royals just trying to make it through a season, and that's what this is. And you know what could be upside? Nate Pearson comes back to them next year. If you can get something next year, that's good. So here's the trade that intrigued me to happen this afternoon. The Pirates get Ron Marinaccio from the Padres, and the Padres get international bonus pool money. So there's either one or two things happening here, Ryan. They're pulling bonus pool money because they know they're going to go into sell mode. He's prepping himself because he don't know what this Marlins series is going to happen. The Marlins sweep the Padres, or even probably win 2 out of 3. The Padres are toast. Or he's pulling to make a big deal somewhere. Ryan, how do you see the Padres, and why are they picking up bonus pool money?
Look, AJ, we all know AJ Preller loves to make the big splash. I don't think you can make the big splash. Your run differential sucks. Your pitching staff's been toasted. I told this earlier to you on one of the podcasts. Is they remind me a lot of the 2025 Braves. Pitching's injured. You got a lot of underperformance. You got position players out. It's just not their year. But you have good pieces to sell. So I hope for the Padre fans, AJ Preller is prepping to sell. That's what I would think. And I think especially with the new ownership coming in, they probably don't want him to blow up the rest of their farm system to try to go win a World Series right now when they're not ready to. So I would think sell.
Erin, what about you? What is AJ up to?
Yeah, when I heard international bonus pool money, that was my first thought. They're poising themselves to sell, to build their farm back up. They're probably, you know, next year with the draft with that money, and then with this deadline, picking up high level prospects to build up a future core because their current core is getting older. So, and I mean, they're not doing great this year. Granted, like Ryan said, they have injuries and things like that, but there just comes a point where you have to admit to yourself that it's time to get some fresh blood, and you start doing that with the trade deadline and trying to get as much as you can out of the valuable players that you have at the moment.
Totally agree. Andrew, what do you think the Padres are up to right here?
I think they are going to take a step back and go into a kind of a full rebuild moment pretty soon. I think some things are here to come. We'll see what happens, but I think the Padres will be in a full little bit of a sell mode after this move today.
It's interesting. I think what happened is I think they put it in, if we take 3 out of 4 from the Braves, we'll go for it. But if we lose to the Braves 3 out of 4, we may tack it in. I also think they got a rookie manager in Stammen. I think he's actually done a fairly good job in his first year. I don't think they want to chase it this year, and I think AJ is going to do something he's never done in San Diego, and that's going to try to sell. But I think they're going to buy and sell. They're going to be one of these weird teams that buy and sell. So they're the team that we're going to touch base because we're going to talk about the Braves tonight. They're excited about it. We got to talk about the Padres. So we think the Padres are going to go sell. Now watch them go sweep the Marlins this weekend. And this podcast will look dumb, but because the Marlins have been bad after the start the second half, bad team, can't score. All right, so Padres. Who on the Padres? First, let's go with AJ Preller. Who on the Padres do you want to get rid of, Ryan? Not as much as who we want, but who do you and Padres? You're like, I got to get rid of him, but I want to keep this guy. Who are you thinking the Padres are trying to look to move?
I think you're looking at any assets that you have that are within 1 year, like this year's going to be their free agent year or next year's going to be their free agent year. So Ty France, I think they're going to want to move. Morejon, they're definitely going to want to move because he's in their last contract. Jason Adam, if the right deal comes along, a lot of their bullpen guys, they're going to be listening on all of them. I think they would be willing to get rid of all their bullpen guys for the right price tag. They would love to get rid of Xander Bogaerts. I'll go ahead and tell you that. That'll be the one that if they can find a deal, that'll be tacked on to Mason Miller. But you could look at a really different Padres roster and after the trade deadline if they get what they want for these guys because they got a lot of really good arms in that bullpen. Ty France is very intriguing. I don't know how many more guys they would get off the everyday lineup roster other than that, but a lot of the pitchers could be moved. Michael King being another one if they wanted to go that route, but that's up to them because they do need starting pitching. So
Yeah, they've got a lot of their starting pitchers hurt. A lady that was, she said she was related to Joe Musgrove. I don't know whether she was or not, but she was sitting in front of me a couple of rows. I forgot he was even around, to be honest with you. All right, so I'm going to say that Mason Miller is somebody they want to keep, but Xander Bogaerts is somebody they want to get rid of. I'm with Ryan. Xander Bogaerts gets paid $26 million a year, Aaron, to 2033. It is the worst contract in baseball. Easily the worst contract in baseball. So if you're the Padres, who are you trying to move here if you do sell?
Well, obviously he's the biggest one because of that contract, but I mean that's going to be hard even if you include him attached in a deal. Other than that, I would say Ty France for sure. Um, and I can't really think of anyone else off the top of my head, but those two are the first ones that come to my mind.
Ty France is going to bring somebody. Ty France is having a great year. He's having a really good year. Andrew, I'm going to put it a different way to you. If you're the Padres, who are your untouchables?
Fernando Tatis is one of them. And, man, this is kind of a Jackson Merrill.
Yes, Jackson Merrill. Yeah, Jackson Merrill's not going anywhere.
I don't think they'd trade Machado right now, but for the rest of the season, speaking, he's untouchable.
Yeah, I agree. Because they have so much bullpen depth, they can trade this one. Say they trade Morehunt, Ronnie Peralta would just go up into that spot. And I tell you one guy that I mentioned to Andrew on the way home tonight from the game, Matsui may bring somebody. I watched him throw this week. He got a good arm. And then today they break out Rodriguez, and Ryan writes me, this guy. And they had some bullpen on. I think anybody but Waldron may go. So speaking of that, let's get to the Braves needs and see if we have a match here, Braves and Padres. That's what we want to do. And then we're getting a hypothetical trade for y'all tonight. AA's got to go to the trade deadline. And this is all, I'm going to tell you all that's going to happen right now. And you got to you got to be AA here. You got to put his shoes on. He's got Ronnie coming back. He's got Ha-Seong Kim coming back. He's got Sean Murphy coming back. He's got Robert Suarez coming back. He's got a young shortstop who is doing very well. He's going to have to make a decision on. He's got a catcher that's held his own as a backup catcher who has no options left, and Joey Bart. And then he's got a starting rotation that he doesn't have a number two. He has a bunch of number fours and fives who are fighting for their life. Yaz is still not completely there. He has a weird contract. There's a lot of stuff going on with the Braves. So, all right, Ryan, you're the first one up. What's the Braves needs? What is he going to try to do here at this trade deadline?
Out of the Padres, who would he?
No, just out of the Braves in general. Dre, what do they need? And we'll see if we can match them up with the Padres.
Starting pitching. We need a starting pitching, right-handed bat. Obviously, Ty France is there. I don't think he goes as well as somebody else that I'm going to get to later. But I could definitely see a couple of those bullpen arms coming our way, Ken.
Yep. Erin, what are the Braves needs, and do they match up with the Padres at all?
So I see a lot of people saying that we need two starting pitchers, and I agree with what CJ said today on the broadcast. We don't need two. We can get one impact guy or one, decent starting pitcher, and we will be fine if we add to the bullpen, which is already strong, already has a good foundation. We just bolster the bullpen. That's all you need to make it in the postseason, and then add a bat. So my priorities are one starting pitcher, one bat, and bullpen depth. Not necessarily in that order, starting pitcher definitely first, but the market is going to be there's so much, there's not a lot to work with right now, and we're getting so close. So we can't blame AA if we don't get all of these things this deadline, because there's not anything out there. There's a lot of parity right now.
The other thing is I can come over to your house, Aaron, and tell you I want to buy your bike, but if you don't want to sell my bike, you can't sell it. So it can't all be on A.
Yep.
It's got to be on my. I disagree a little bit with CJ. If we had Aaron Savali and David Peterson, I don't think it moves the needle whatsoever. And that's and I think CJ's a formidable. I think what he meant to say was if we had a top starter, then we don't have to
Hmm.
get a second starter. We can
Yeah.
go to the bullpen. I think AA has had two really good arms or one great arm in bullpen. But prove me wrong, Andrew. What do you think the Braves' needs are, and how's AA approach it?
I think AA's got to go get one really good starter. It doesn't matter who. We need a number two to go behind Chris Sale. We need a bat, preferably a right-handed bat, who can kind of play shortstop. He can play left field. He can play third base in an emergency, and he can play first base in an emergency. And then I want depth in the bullpen. I don't care if it's a high velocity right hander or a savvy left handed reliever. We need bullpen depth, kind of take the 2024 Los Angeles Dodgers route. They won with their bullpen. And I think with the Braves adding to their already strong bullpen, I think that can help really well.
Yeah, I think Grant Holmes could actually pitch in the postseason because he can go out and pitch the first 3 innings, and either Swellenbach, which we are getting great news on him, may coming back, and Dieter can mop it up behind him. So I also think if I'm them, I match up well with the Padres. Me and Chris Domino are tied at the hip on this. I want the Marlins to sweep so bad this weekend to send the Padres into complete sell mode because I think we won't get everything from the Padres, but we could get the first big piece, and the first big piece either being Morejon, Peralta, King, or France. And in the France deal, AA's got to decide is what he's seeing out of Dom Smith formable for a DH? He's got a lot of decisions to make. I don't know. So before we get in our hypothetical trades, could you see any of the Padres being a Brave, Andrew, by August 4th?
Yes, I can. I think I'm going to go 3 or 4 potential Padres that could be Atlanta Braves. Number one being Morejon. Number two, and I'm going to put this in order: Morejon, Ty France, Wandy Peralta, and Matsui. I think all 4 have a decent chance that AA would make a move with one of those 4 guys.
Ryan, what do you think? You think one of the Padres is going to be a Brave by August 4th?
Give me half their bullpen. Just give me half of their bullpen. And that's not even. And look, I know everybody wants Mason Miller, but it's not realistic for us to get Mason Miller, so I'm trying to be realistic. But the other half of the bullpen, Morejon still, he's reasonable. Peralta's reasonable. Matsui's reasonable. Jason Adams reasonable. I mean, that's 4 nice little arms. Michael King's not out of the realm. Ty France, again, I would like Ty France. I would never complain about having Ty France. I think there's somebody that fits us a lot better.
Aaron is a Padre, an Atlanta Brave by August 4th.
If I had to bet money on it, I would feel, I mean, I'm not confident in any of them, but I would probably say Ty France or Peralta are my two.
Yeah, I like Peralta more and more. I watched him this week. He looks good. So the other decision that AA has to make before he gets to this trade deadline is which one of those starting pitchers will go in. Because if he decides that he's got a starting pitcher in Elder, for instance, if Bryce is a postseason starter, we don't have to have Bryce go the whole way. Then he could say Grant Holmes is going to the bullpen. That changes who he trades for. So I do like the fact that AA has waited, even though it's drove us crazy, him waiting. But the Braves now have withstood all of that and are 4.5 games up. AA may look like a genius. So y'all been wanting to do it the whole time. We're going to do hypothetical trades. We're going to start with Ryan. Give me your best of your hypothetical trades right now.
The best of my hypotheticals? Okay. I think I got a couple, but I'm going to go with can I go with the not a Padres team real quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody.
All right. I'm going to Kansas City. You're going to give me Michael Waka. You're going to get one of Owen Murphy and or Reynaldo Lopez. But hang on. You can have your pick between Alex Lodis or Luis Guanipa. That is my number 2 starting pitcher. I've been wanting him. You guys know this since we started this trade deadline podcast. I've wanted Michael Wacha. That should get the deal done right there.
Has anybody else got a Michael Wacha trade? Nobody. Oh, Andrew does. What's a Michael Wacha trade?
I've got the Braves acquiring Michael Wacha for Stennard and J.R. Ritchie, and then along with Owen Carey.
I think both deals get it done. And so that's actually plausible. I'm a big Michael Wacha fan, so we'll see. I don't know why he's not been traded yet, other than the fact I think the Royals know they got everybody over by a barrel and they're trying to get as much as they can out of that. Erin, what is your biggest one, the one that you think is be the one that you want to sell tonight?
Okay. So this one I think is probably the most realistic of mine. It's AJ Minter for just Drew Hackenberg, or if the Mets are asking for more, then we add on Guanipa to that.
I do think Guanipa may go on a deal here. I don't know his path. Him and Owen Carey are the two young kids in the minor leagues. I can't see the path to get to the major leagues. I'm just not sure if I want to give up that much for AJ Minter just because of his health reasons. He's pitched
Hmm.
well. There's nothing wrong with AJ. And I think he'd be great in the clubhouse. I mean, the bullpen. You couldn't ask for a better
Yeah.
guy to go down there and be with Didier and Dylan Dodd in the postseason. That's going to be their first postseason here, guys, Dylan and Didier. And they've pitched great. And so we probably need somebody like AJ. So we'll see. That's probably what the Mets are going to want because other teams are going to want it. Andrew, what's your main trade?
My main trade is for Reed Detmers from the Los Angeles Angels, and we give up Owen Murphy, Luis Guanipa, and Lucas Braun.
Okay, I like it. It's interesting. So he's got Owen Murphy going in the deal. Ryan, you got Owen Murphy going anywhere in a hypothetical deal? Are we giving up on Owen here and trading him?
Yes, he went to Kansas City already. I said bye-bye, Owen Murphy.
All right. And so then, Aaron, do you have Owen Murphy going somewhere?
Um, I don't. Well, I could. In my Joe Ryan hypothetical, that's the starting pitcher that I want. I know the Twins are like still in it or whatever, but they're not going to be by August 3rd. And I think Joe Ryan's going to be the first one to go because he's got the highest return coming from him, in my opinion. So I had Richie, and then you can choose Hartman, Southazine, or Owen Murphy. That's where he would slide in. And then Essenberg, and then we just throw Ha-Seong Kim in that deal.
Yeah, that's actually probably what kind of deal it would take. Now, Ryan, me and you agree on this, and I'll let you go ahead and talk about it. If it's Hartman or South I'm going to let them take Hartman. Are you doing the same thing?
1,000%. And I know everybody's going to think we're absolutely insane, but can I
Yeah.
explain, Ken?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So I did some digging on some stats, and I don't hate Eric Hartman. I'm not down on Hartman. I just want to explain. I think South has a higher ceiling, but the reason why I'm not sold on Hartman is because he cannot hit left-handed pitching. If you look at his splits, it is drastic. And the one pitch he is really struggling with against lefties is the left-handed slider. And guess what you're going to see a lot of in the big leagues? You're going to see a lot of left-on-left sliders. Now, can the Braves fix that? Could he get some? I'm sure they can. But South seems like he has a much better hit tool that's complete already, and he's a lot younger. And well, they're about the same age, but and you can move South around to the outfield probably if you needed to. Hartman would be the one that I would push out in a deal before I would give up South And I think Ken, me and you've talked about it, and we're kind of sold on that too, just because of the lefty struggles, and South doesn't have that versus righty.
Yeah, I've been wanting Eric to go to Columbus to see how he hits against Double-A pitching. That's going to really tell the tale with Eric. I think he's still going to be a good player, but they hold my foot to the fire, Aaron. I'm going to keep South. He was a number one pick for a reason. I'm going to give up my 20th round pick. All right, so let's go next hypothetical trade. What you got, Ryan? What's your next move?
My next move. All right. I am headed to Cincinnati. We're getting Spencer Steer. This is the guy that I was telling you guys about that I think is a better fit as a right-handed hitter because if you pull up his stats against left-handed pitching, Ken, he has almost a 1 OPS against left-handed pitching. He is destroying left-handed pitching. He'd be the perfect platoon with Yaz out there in left field. He could play every day if he gets hot enough at DH. So I got Spencer Steer coming, and I am sending Blake Burkhalter, Cody Miller, and one more low-tier prospect for them. Oh, I also included Nick Lodolo in the deal. So, of course, some of the prospects can move out, a couple, if you wanted to move up a couple notches if they wanted to. But that would be my package to get Lodolo, who has not been very good for them this year, that I think would do wonders with Jeremy Hefner. And, of course, the right-handed bat that we need. And the Reds get a little bit of stuff in return that they need desperately.
I said on the first trade deadline, I think Spencer Steer is going to come here, and everybody DMs me and texts me all the time, who we getting, and I keep telling them Spencer Steer. He's the perfect fit here. Hopefully Alex gets it done. Erin, are you interested in Spencer Steer? Or you got somebody else that you're thinking of as a right-handed bat?
No, I actually did all of mine on starting pitchers. Not planned. I guess it's just because that's my main concern right now.
You got any Reds?
Yeah, I got a Hunter Green mock trade.
Let's go.
Okay, so we get Hunter Green, and in return, they get Cam Caminiti, Raven Antonio. Is that how you say his first name? Ravine. Okay, and then Alex Lodis. And if that is not enough, which I feel like it might be, then we could throw in like a Cody Miller or another low-level lottery prospect.
That's actually probably about what it would take, and I would love Hunter Green as an Atlanta Brave. Andrew, we're hot on the Reds. This hardcore Braves family has been hot on the Reds the whole time. What do you got coming from the Reds?
I've also got a trade for Spencer Steer. Mine's a little bit on the straight up side. It's Spencer Steer for straight up for Alex Lodis. And if the Reds want one more one more piece in that deal, I'm shipping them Eli White.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I mean, I think Eli would like to have an opportunity to play every day, so I don't think Eli would be upset about that as well. We're on Spencer Steer. We have been, so I'm all for it. I do think an Alex Lodis straight up for it would definitely get it. Here's the thing everybody needs to remember about Spencer Steer. He can play anywhere. So he gives us the reason why Coach wants him so bad is that we don't know Alex keeps talking about. We don't know what's going to happen with injuries. You're right, Alex. Go get the guy that doesn't matter who gets hurt. Spencer Steer can go play that position. Every one of them, including, and I don't want him hurt, 28. He can still go play first base too. Spencer Steer is a hell of a first baseman. So go get Spencer Steer, Alex. You got 10 days to do it. All right. Anybody got another Blockbuster deal they want to shout out? All right, Andrew.
I was going to save this one for last, but you just said bring out the Blockbuster. The Atlanta Braves are bringing Francisco Lindor to their shortstop, and we're going to be giving up Owen Murphy, Tate Southesine, one of J.R. Ritchie or A.J. Smith-Stauber, and McCabe.
They need a first baseman, and he don't have anywhere to go in Atlanta, so I think he's got to get traded eventually. I tried to trade him last year, but I understand why we didn't go for it. I think the Twins were interested in him this offseason when we were talking BB's trade up there. Erin, you got a big trade. I mean, Francisco Lindor, that's before we even give your big trade. Would you be happy if Francisco Lindor got traded to Atlanta and become their shortstop of the future?
I think that I'd be okay with that. Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad plan. It would be nice to have, a shortstop, an everyday shortstop that is here for a while and is dependable. I mean, I know we're seeing good things from Jim Jarvis, but this, there's not a lot of data there yet. So it'd be nice to have some established veteran shortstop for a couple of years.
Right. My point would be it'd be nice to have another switch hitter in the lineup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would be perfectly happy with Lindor manning shortstop, but as long as we can switch Southesine for Hartman, I don't want to give up Tate, and if they take Ha-Seong Kim off our hands.
Got to get Ha-Seong Kim. Okay, what Blockbuster you got, Aaron?
So I'm going to address the hottest name in the rumor mill, Tarek Skubal, and so I'm if we're getting Skubal, we're gonna be giving up for me, AJ Smith-Shawver, Alex Lodis, and Cody Miller.
Take one more for the Tigers just because we're going to be bidding against the Dodgers and the Yankees and the Phillies and the Brewers. The Rays, I'm telling you, Aaron, I've been on this for about a month and
Yep.
now everybody's starting to do it. I don't know if anybody can beat a Rays package. What about you, Ryan? Do you think there's any, would that trade do it? Probably not. Have to add somebody. What do you think about Scooble?
It's not a bad package for Scooble. I wouldn't give it up for Scooble if I'm AA because I can use those assets to other parts and get more controllable pitchers. Like, I mean, you can get a Michael Walker that's got a couple more years. You can go out and get a Reed Detmers. I'd rather have that trade go for Reed Detmers, and I think that would get it done too. So I'm not big on rentals. And look, Scooble might be a top five pitcher in all of baseball. Coming off an elbow surgery, I'm good on Scooble.
I will say if they get Scooble, they probably don't need to add another pitcher because they can probably just put pitchers in the bullpen, lengthen that bullpen, and they know Swellenbach's coming back, and Swelly could probably start a game, give him three innings, and so I mean, if Scooble comes here, I'm not going to be upset because the only thing I'm going to be upset is it's a rental. And we just gave up a lot of prospects. Andrew, anything on Scooble? You think there's any chance, or if he did come here, would you be happy? And that seems like a pretty good package Aaron put out. I would add probably throw somebody else in there. They probably want an outfielder hitter, which we got both of them in Carey and Guanipa. Andrew, what do you think about Scooble?
I'd love to see him here. I think every one of us would, but I'm only making the deal if he's not going to be a rental. And I think Ryan may have said this on Twitter, maybe a 3 or 4 year deal extension is as at minimum is what I would do to even consider doing the deal. So like I said, I love Scooble, but I don't see it really happening.
Yeah, I agree. But I'd almost make the deal if he'd signed for next year.
Yeah.
Like if he'd give us a 1 year deal for like 35 million just to make sure the elbow's healthy before he goes signs his $50 million contract or $30 million. I might would trade those prospects for two shots at a World Series with Chris Sale and Tariq Skubal as my starters. What about you, Ryan? Would you do that if he come in and said, "I'm going to sign a 1 year deal"?
If he signs a 1 year deal, I'll send that deal tomorrow to Detroit. I don't do rentals, man. I just can't do it.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, who wants another blockbuster? She's got Skubal. How about you, Ryan? You got anything else we can go get?
I do have something else that we can go get. We're going out to Colorado. This isn't a blockbuster chat, okay? So this is to fill out the bench and some bullpen depth. We're going to get Willie Castro because shortstop's been a SS this year, but thank you, Jim Jarvis. So Dubon can go kind of play wherever he wants, and we get Dubon's replacement. Willie Castro will be signed for a couple more years just in case Dubon doesn't want to come back, and we get Senzatella. The Rockies can get one of Hayden Harris or Roldy Munoz. They can take both of them for all I care. And they can have also Jose Perdomo. I get it. He was a big international signing a couple of years ago. He's been hurt. He has not played a whole lot of organized ball with the Braves. And we can attach Ha-Seong Kim with them. And if they want somebody else, Eisenberg, I would send him in the deal as well. I would do that trade.
Yeah, that actually would probably get it done. Aaron, what about getting Castro and Sensatella in to be the bat and one of the two pitchers you add? And that's a good thing about Sensatella. You can add him to the bullpen or you can add him to the starting rotation. What do you think about that deal?
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's pretty realistic if they actually were to pursue that. I like it.
Yep. Andrew?
I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, we're solving the problems. I'm telling you, we can get to. All right, so there you go. Anybody else we can go get? I don't think Mason Miller is coming to us because of Xander Bogarts probably going to get attached, and I think that the Preller's going to buy and sell here, and I think he wants to keep Mason Miller. I do think that Michael King is going to be in play. So, with that said, Aaron, you got another trade, or do you want to? What would it take to get Michael King to the Atlanta Braves?
Michael King, he is he going to be a free agent in 2027? He has 2 more years, 3,
Mm-hmm.
1 to 2, I think.
Yeah.
1 to 2. Okay. So I would say, probably like a J.R. Ritchie, again, like Eric Hartman or Southazine, and then 2 other lower down the line guys. Um, Maybe Lodi's. I know he's a little higher up. He's like 4, you know? So in general, I'm thinking J.R. Ritchie and then 2 top 5 guys, and then maybe a top 10 and a top 30.
That's about right. Michael King's a very good pitcher. We know he can pitch in the postseason. He shoved it up our rear ends a couple of
Mm.
years ago. Ryan, what do you think it would take to get Michael King to be an Atlanta Brave?
So, well, I do have a mock trade for the Padres,
Okay.
but I don't have Michael King involved.
Who you got?
I got Adrian Morahone and or Wandy Peralta and Jason Adam coming to Atlanta. We give up Hackenberg, we give up Owen Carey, and they get Tyler Kinley to help fill out their bullpen.
I like it. I like it. Kenley's got to go somewhere. I mean, he's got to go. I think he needs a fresh start somewhere because it's going to be tough in a pennant race trying to get over the yips. I think he's got the yips a little bit. Andrew, what about Michael King? What do you think it'd take to get Michael King to be an Atlanta Brave? Or you can go after the Wandy Peralta, Adrian Morahan, too.
I'll go both routes. I like what Erin said about the package for King, but I like Morahone. And I actually have a trade package for 2 Padres. One being Morahone, give them Ha-Seong Kim, Roldan Munoz, and then either Tyler Kinley or if they want to prospect Eisenberg, and then Ty France. And I'll give them Diego Torrens and Hayden Harris.
I like that. I actually like that. I like bringing. So that's going to lead us. We're done with hypotheticals. We said on the recap that we were going to talk about Ha-Seong Kim situation. Everybody loves Jimmy Baseball, Erin. We'll let you start. And because she come on before we started the show, and I said, I'm telling you, the clubhouse and Bo had the guts to put it out. I'm proud of Bo. Put it out in the public. It's not going to set well if Jimmy Baseball is not still on this roster. And that doesn't mean they can't bring Kim up. I think he's hinting they probably should release Mateo or trade Kim. Do you think the Braves are going to try to shop Kim here before August 1st? He don't have to come back up here to August 1st, by the way. He can wait to August 1st. Do you think the Braves are going to try to look around and try to trade Ha-Seong Kim before August 1st?
Well, I certainly hope they do because we have to make room for Sean Murphy and Ronald Acuna Jr. very soon. And my guess is that they're going to be getting rid of Hicklin. At first, it was Dom Smith for Acuna coming back, but Dom kind of changed that trajectory today with his performance during the game. So I'm not really sure what they're going to do. But either way, we've got things that we have to move around. So it would be just a lot more convenient for everyone if we could just shop Kim, because then we get that problem out of the way and then we're taking care of needs at the same time.
Hey, Matt Olsenburner, I'll bring you up here. He said that AA don't care. I think he does care. I think he cares about the clubhouse culture a ton. I think he'll take into consideration this team is mixed well with Jimmy Baseball. Andrew, we talked about it. What do you think? Ha-Seong Kim going somewhere and then finagle. We also talked about the fact that Brewer Hicklin has been good, but he's going to have to probably go down. He's got a lot of oars right now in the water. He's going to have to take some of them out. What do you think about Ha-Seong Kim being one of them, Andrew?
I would do as much as I can to trade Ha-Seong Kim, and that's why I have him in a few. That's why I had him in a few of my hypothetical trades. But as we discussed on the phone today, Ha-Seong Kim's not one of the boys. It seems like, in my opinion, Jimmy Baseball is. I feel like Jimmy would be going out with Austin Riley and Matt Olson to go have a beer tonight when they're in Baltimore. I don't think Ha-Seong Kim would join them in that. I think Jimmy fits with this clubhouse really well, and I'm not saying Ha-Seong Kim doesn't, but it just doesn't seem to be that vibe there, and I'm not sure Ha-Seong Kim really has a spot here right now.
How about you, Aaron?
Well, here's what I was going to say about that because you're right, Andrew. But the reason that Ha-Seong Kim fit in with the clubhouse last year is because Profar and Ozuna were there. He's like besties with Ozuna, and obviously Profar too. And those were his core people in there. They're not there anymore. So like he doesn't have that community to like build him up in there. And I can see why it's not working right now because he doesn't have like his core friends, if that's what you want to call them.
I agree, and I think that's a really good point because we saw how much, the last 2 months of the year or whatever, however long we had both of them on the roster, how fun those guys were together. And then you can go back, even there's social media clips online from their days in San Diego. They loved each other. And I think that kind of hurt Ha-Seong Kim a little bit going into his rehab assignment.
Right. The Braves do play better when Ha-Seong Kim's not around the clubhouse. I think Bo may be onto something here. They played well before he come in. They struggled while he was around the roster. Now, it's not all his fault. We played bad in June. It's not Ha-Seong's fault, but we played bad. But now they're playing well with Jimmy Baseball. We have a Ha-Seong Kim Jimmy Baseball problem. I know how you feel. Go ahead and tell the group.
I don't want to put that Ha-Seong Kim's a clubhouse cancer or anything out there. I just, I'm not in there, so I can't say Bo's in there more than we are. But I will say that just as a pure baseball standpoint, Ha-Seong Kim doesn't do the things Jimmy Baseball does at shortstop. Jimmy's got a freaking cannon. Kim doesn't. He's got elite range. Kim doesn't. He's got good sprint speed to get the balls. Kim doesn't. He's been adjusting to the fastball. I think Ken, you had a stat on the series recap. He's one of 20 hitters in the big leagues to hit a fastball. That's 103 point something miles an hour. Ha-Seong Kim can't hit 95 anymore. I watched him take one at bat in AAA today, and he got jammed on 92 miles an hour, and he looked fooled on it. He's not just based off of not even the person, just based off of just looking at the baseball. He has no room to be up here, even over Jorge Mateo. He just doesn't. So just on that, I know the clubhouse is a big thing, and I think the boys love Jimmy in the clubhouse, and they don't want him to go anywhere. So I know that's a big thing. I don't know how much Ha-Seong was per se bad in the clubhouse, or that they just got better vibes with Jimmy over him. So I don't know if it's the person or if it's they meshed well better with Jimmy. But pure baseball standpoint, Ha-Seong Kim needs to go back to the KBO on a 1-year contract, and Jimmy needs to be playing shortstop for the Atlanta Braves until either South Assine's ready or Heel's ready, or Jimmy just runs away with it because he's the next Dansby Swanson from the left side.
Yeah, we don't nowhere know if he's seen it. I think he just is a different kind of cat, and he's been around here. That's one thing. He missed spring. He's not been part of the team, and that's not Ha-Seong's per se's problem. All right, I'll give you mine real quick. I'm still on Detmers, Watka, Steer being Atlanta Brave, but the San Diego Padres has threw this into flux. I can see Michael King taking one of the two starters I had in there, and I can see one of the Padres relievers taking one of the other starter. Because to Erin's point, like CJ said, if you add Michael King and you add Wandy Peralta to this team, look, watch out. Watch out. I mean, you're going Sale, King. I don't care if it is Elder, but I have faith in Grant Holmes going 3 innings and Wandy Peralta throwing the next 3 innings, and we're back to that back into the bullpen. I do like Spencer Steer, but if it ends up being Ty France, I'm going to be a happy boy. So ask the question every week. We've been on it so far. We didn't think the Braves would make a trade. Next week is July 30th. Erin, do we have a new Brave by July 30th?
I'm giving it like a 75% chance, but I really feel like all of the big deadline moves are going to be happening either the first through the third or majority on the third, like almost in the 11th hour, just with how volatile the market is right now.
Let me tempt you with this. It's a funny trade deadline. Usually they finish on the first. They decided to go to the third because the first is on a Friday. They didn't want to finish it on a Friday. I'm not so sure there's going to be a lot of trades over the weekend. I'm with Erin. So, Andrew, I'm not trying to tempt you. Do the Braves have a new – she's at 75%, so she kind of thinks it too. Braves have a new player by the time we broadcast next Thursday.
Yes.
I think so too. But I go to the guy who's had his pulse on it a little bit. I'm hoping it's Michael Walker. I really do. But Ryan, do we have a new Brave by next Thursday?
Yes.
I do. I really do. I think we do because here's the key date. Ha-Seong Kim has to come back August 1st. All the decisions have to be made. Robert Suarez, they'll know where he's at. They think by the end of this month, they'll be able to tell. This will give the audition guys to all go through the rotation one more time. They'll know where they sit with Reynaldo and Bryce and Grant and Martine. I think he's going to make a trade by next, and he wants to beat everybody else. So I agree. So we're going to get out of here, give you our final thoughts. You can be anything. Y'all can do what you want to, except, as they used to always say on the mic when I used to get on the mic at radio, television stations, don't cuss. All right, Erin, what's your final thought?
I'm just ready for all the action to start happening. I'm ready. I love all the rumors as is, but I'm ready to see some actual headline news and some concrete trades going on just to get a feel of how this deadline is going to go.
Andrew, final thought.
Kind of the same with Erin. I'm ready for the rumors to go away. I'm ready to see some action. I'm ready for you. Hey, show me what you got.
And to Ryan, what you got? You're going to Baltimore. Now you'll go up there and they'll win and they'll surprise us and you'll bring Andrew Kittredge back with you headed to the Mets. Who knows? We'll see.
Who knows? But I will say this, chat, if you like the video, please leave a like, a thumbs up, and a comment down below. I don't care what you comment. Just comment something. Give me your best mock trade. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear your best trades in the comments section, chat.
Yeah, remember, we were on all the social media, Hardcore Braves. We got Hot Atlanta Highlights. We got Erin on Deck, Chop House Tea. We got the Hip Coil. Y'all can go in there and leave all of them. I did like the guy I left on one of my recaps, Erin. I don't know if I told you. He said it looked like I had 6 hot dogs and 8 beers that night. And I had to break it to him. I had 1 Chick-fil-A wrap and a Diet Coke. So maybe I'll try to go one game and see if I can down 8 beers for him. So we'll see. I'm getting out of here. I also do think we'll make a trade by July 30th. And if you had to say who it would be, Coach, I'm going to go Reed Detmers. I think Reed Detmers is going to get traded. Not me to us. I mean, the big name pitcher going off the market, I think is going to be Reed Detmers. I hope it's us. I love Reed Detmers. But I think Reed Detmers will be the first pitcher to go off the market, and I think he'll go soon. He pitched great his last time out. So we'll see. All right, we're getting out of here. We love you, Braves country, and as always, peace.